Back from that break, glad you're still watching Science Breakfast with me, Island Herbart, and the sign language interpreter this morning is Tobias Omondi. And we're starting it off with the families evicted by EA Portland will Armal court action. And bulldozers continue to raise one building after the other for the third day at County Estate in Mavoko, Machakos County, as residents watched their multi-million shilling investments reduced to rubble. Now, families recounted how their lives took a turn for the worst as they were rendered homeless and their children left with no schools to report to starting Monday. Here are pictures from this endurance. Watch.
Nakwambia hatuna mbele na nyuma. Unaona mwezi mahali huko. Hatujui tunaenda wapi. Tunapanga tu vitu. Uone vitu vikiwa vimepanga. Unajua ukipanga vitu yako, unaweza pigia mtu akutumia kitu kama Mungu anajua tu.
Taxed. Hiyo levy ya mbado ya housing, ya affordable housing. Wakati umeniangushia nyumba yangu, nimespend 5 million, nimespend 10 million, nimekopa kwa bank na bado nyumba yangu umeangusha. Tena naendelea kuchangia ule mradi. Kusema kweli, ukweli uko wapi?
That story. Now to this story of Trans Nzoia Senator Alan Jasang linked to gold scam. Now the Directorate of Criminal Investigations at DCI has linked Trans Nzoia Senator Alan Jasang to the gold scam syndicate that involved an attempt to defraud a South African national of over 23 million shillings. But in a statement, Senator Jasang has distanced himself from the gold scam, claiming that the DCI is being used by his political opponents to settle political scores. The senator says he does not know the 3 suspects arrested by police at a home in Runda during a raid on Saturday evening and has directed the legal team to issue a demand letter to the DCI. Meanwhile, detectives investigating the case are pursuing 3 more suspects, 2 foreigners and a Kenyan, who were allegedly involved in the deal where Ralph Manyaka lost over 18.5 million Kenyan shillings. And away from that story now to public transport operators decree hike in fuel prices. Now, Kenyans have continued to fault the government for the latest increase in fuel prices, saying it is making their lives unbearable. And there has been a spot check across a section of Kenyans in different parts of the country about the pain caused by the rising pump prices. Here are the full details of this pain at the pump.
Tumeona hii serikali venye ilikuwa inaahidi wa Kenya kwamba maisha itakaa rahisi, sasa tumeona maisha inaenda juu.
Sipepe mzigo juu ya mafuta. Transportation imekaa hard. Tutakufa na njaa.
Mama mboga, watu wa bodaboda wale wenye walikuwa wanaambiwa ya kwamba maisha inaenda kukaa mzuri. Naona sasa ndio wamefinywa kabisa.
Sasa ile kitu tunasika hapa ifanye.
Tutakufa na njaa.
Mama mboga, watu wa bodaboda wale wenye walikuwa wanaambiwa ya kwamba maisha inaenda kukaa mzuri. Naona sasa ndio wamefinywa kabisa.
Sasa ile kitu tunasika hapa ifanye ni kurudisha maisha irudi chini ama mshahara.
For the three-day state visit, President William Ruto has arrived in Beijing to participate in the Third Belt and Road Summit for in the Chinese capital. Now, the forum will also see member states take stock of the economic gains over the 10-year period. Kenya is also seeking a review of loan terms and a further 150 billion shilling loan to complete stalled projects. And here are reports from Beijing. President William Ruto is also looking at tapping Chinese technological advancement and innovations to unlock the digital economy.
Countries that have been invited to the Belt and Road Initiative, and an official visit by President William Ruto to China really sends a strong signal that we consider China to be an important partner. We consider China to be a key development cooperation friend and partner.
Some comment I got from the local clients and owners, they said if you sign a project with Chinese people, they can complete, let's say if the project is for 3 years, they can complete in 2.5 years. This is not a joke, this is true. Yeah, so Chinese companies not only build these infrastructure by themselves, they also cooperate with multinational employees, and together they have this one team, one goal culture, and try to unite everyone together.
$592 kilometers. It's not long enough. Yes. In future, if we extend it to Malabar, that's around 900 something. And if we go to the Capra, it's over 1,000. That will be more efficient.
If we look at it under the picture of building a global community of shared future for mankind, then it only sits, I think it only sits at the very beginning of this long and sustainable journey, because looking ahead, we have a long way to go. And I believe this summit will set the tune for future, and will also summarize what happened over the past 10 years, which is remarkable.
It's out at President Ruto for dividing the opposition. Now, Azimio leader Raila Odinga has hit out at President William Ruto for what he terms as meddling in Azimio's political affairs. Now, Raila criticized Ruto for allegedly undermining democracy by interfering in the affairs of opposition parties, and asked him to instead focus on lowering the cost of living. Azimio leaders also questioned the government's decision to deploy Kenya police officers to Haiti, terming it ill-enforced. The leaders spoke at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University, where they attended Oburu Odinga's 80th birthday celebrations.
Tukikaa hapa na mnajua ile jua ya Turkana, tukikaa hapa hawezi kupeana heshima kwa Raila Amolo Odinga. We don't want political intolerance in this country, because this country will go in the wrong way if we keep on. When Ruto came here, nyinyi mlimkaribisha vizuri sana.
Kenyans are fed up. Kenyans wamesema hii si serikali inaweza kuaminika. The high cost of living. Kenya kwanza wanasema ni jukumu lao kwa sababu ndio wako na mamlaka. You can never take this country backwards. You can only take it as far and compare whatever you are saying, matamshi yako ilinganishe na katiba.
Anataka kutagawanya sisi, baba na Kalonzo, sijui baba hatasimama, sijui nani hatasimama. Miongoni wetu hapa Ruto atasimama. Sasa yeye anafikiria ni mwerevu zaidi. Tutamwonyesha ati yeye hajui. Sisi tutasimama kidete.
And staying to a story in close ranks to that one, Parliament is set to debate the motion to deploy Kenyan police to Haiti. Here are the full details.
For approval, as you approved in Cabinet this week, for approval and consent from the National Assembly and Parliament for deployment of our police officers to the country of Haiti. We shall consider all matters that shall come before Parliament and be able to take into account all the concerns that the people of Kenya have raised.
Kenya will not spend any money in the deployment of our officers in Haiti because the Haiti peace mission is a United Nations mission, and the costs associated with the Haiti mission will be met through the contributions of the member states of the United Nations. I want to assure the people of Kenya that the way in the past Kenyan soldiers and Kenyan troops have succeeded to bring
headlines in the country. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're coming back with stories that are making headlines in the dailies. Keep it signed.